Hello everyone! At the course of several videos I shared with you their features of their creative process using their example of creating a new ornament design. The task was quite specific and utilitarian. In addition, it was necessary to create an ornament what combined two previously embroidery designs and at the same time, so that the development and individuality of this pattern was obvious. We have reached right now the finish line, and therefore it is with a sense of accomplishment and great pleasure what we will devote some time to completing the last stitches in this embroidery. Let's focus our attention on the crosses. How beautifully and easy the thread lies. Have you ever thought what embroidery conveys the mood of the embroidery? Sometimes embroidered canvas catches you and forces you to keep your gaze on it. It's akin to hypnosis. A deeper immersion into these states occurs during embroidery. Then the hands with precise movements move the needle according to a previously known algorithm. Then the thread pierces a soft, playable canvas, fabric or any other base from the inside and outside with methodical, confident movements. A new form, new color is born out of nothing. I always have a crochet hook at hand during embroidery. Then the thread becomes too short to work with a needle. A hook helps complete the cross, and it's always more convenient for me to fasten the rest of the thread from the inside out. You know, it will be very interesting to hear your opinion about this. Do you use a hook or other devices besides a needle and scissors when embroidering? Please write in comments. I will be glad to understand how exactly looks your working process. It's really kind of inspiring all of us for perfections. I use materials sparingly and I always try to recycle leftovers. You know, even before the popularity of recycling, good housewives and craftswomen used it skillfully. So need to spend resources not only wisely, but also to multiplying them. And this is the real art of endless transformation with high quality returns. It's very interesting, but I'm just thinking right now that I definitely work differently on different embroideries. These are not only my eternal sensations, but even an observant look from the outside will be able to catch these differences. But right now you can see what is really crochet hook. Absolutely useful. So it won't be possible to do it without it. No, for me, I don't know. So it's possible to do, but it will be a lot of leftovers, so many threads you will have to throw away. But using this method, just a little tiny piece of thread will be won't be used. Well, we are continue our embroidering. And as I said about my feelings and my different approach during artworks, absolutely very visual, even observant look from outside will be able to catch such differences, and sometimes I need silence, sometimes I want to listen to music, audiobook or science podcast. By the way, the music in my studio sounds completely different. Either because music is very important to me in general, but at the same time I have quite eclectic tastes. I wonder if you can guess which artworks were embroidered for Chopin and which for soul or R&B, for example, or jazz or Celtic music. Or in other types. I really, if we'll start to talk about music right now, it really will be endless. What do you listen when you embroider, or do you prefer silence? A very exciting moment that remains to embroider the last 3 crosses, and several weeks of work of this ornament will be completed. How do you usually feel when you're at the end of a long creative project? Probably joy and great satisfaction, right? I want to show the real speed of needlework, cross by cross. The canvas took on new shades and shapes, and soon we will be able to enjoy the final result of our hands. Of course ours, because I'm sure that you too at the same time embroidered something on your own, or fantasize about the topic I said, embroidering an interesting geometric fantasy. This embroidery is made on 11 count canvas in 4 threads. If the canvas has a smaller distance between the holes, then you can embroider in 1 or 2 threads, but on canvas of this density I usually embroider in 6 threads, and there are very interesting experiment with floats in 8 threads. What do you prefer? What do you think about this point, about density and about beauty of double cross stitch in general? For my taste, it's magnificent, just amazing technique and just perfect cross for any designs, from geometric, abstract, ornament, fantasies like this one, to endless creativity in modern and ethnic stage, to even more realistic designs what you just can imagine. Drum roll! The ornament is embroidered and looks like this. I think it will be quite interesting for you to watch all the videos of this series from the beginning, when it was just a triangle-shaped canvas and only ideas in my head about how the ornament would look. Let's look at the central part. Remember what this element has become a leitmotif of the current embroidery, current ornament. You see some intersections here, and also intersection in this part. No, for sure it's like intersection for sure, but with some modification. And this piece also took part in the just completed embroidery. It influenced the corner parts of a pattern to a great extent. This part appeared here, and also this, yes, with modifications. This is quite interesting how these two embroideries inspired and became the basis for the third design. I'm trying to shape it rightly and put all of them together for visual confirmation, completing our task. This is how amazing symbiotic work will turn out. In general, my ideas, don't stop and create. I think it's cool. What do you think? It's always interesting what will happen next. But need to be able to enjoy the moment and get maximum pleasure from the process now, isn't it? This canvas looks elegant, and this is due to the scope for imagination on such a large piece of canvas. The larger size of the base, the more interesting results you can get. You can fantasize on a tiny piece as well, but this is completely different level of pleasure. Embroider always same everywhere, according to my designs, according to your own, using the technique what makes you happy. And I will be very glad if I was able to convey to you the beauty and accessibility of hand embroidery using the double cross technique, and you fell in love with it as much as I do, with all my heart. I will make close-ups for you right now, so what you can once again enjoy the structure of the crosses and imagine how to implement it into your creative projects. Thanks to the density of the canvas or the use of a large number of threads in a moulinet, you can completely cover the base. In this case, I needed just such a light effect, subtlety and compatibility with natural linen for which the embroidery was created. Remember the principles of symmetry and repetition, and see with our own eyes the final result and how simple means can create the infinite complex. The main thing is to maintain the style and not overdo it. You need to use a limited amount of colors so as not to end up with eclecticism and cluttered variegation, which is unacceptable in ornaments. Emphasized discreet brevity and excellent results. Once again, remember it what ornaments they embroidered, and they see how they are all connected to each other. Well, what a great job! Thank you for being with me while stitching and watching. I invite you to a world of unique embroidery to make you and your life more beautiful and healthier. See you very, very soon.